everyone, it's Allie and welcome to my channel and Merry Christmas Eve! I cannot believe it is Christmas Eve. This month has flown by and I don't know about where you guys are, but it has been like very warm here in Ohio. It has not snowed at all, so it just like hasn't really felt like Christmas. Wasn't able to do a ton of like Christmas activities this year, but I really hope that you have enjoyed all the content that I've put out this month. I know a lot of the videos have been very chatty, fireside chats with Mr. and Mrs. Moose, but I've gotten a lot of positive feedback on it and I'm super glad about that because I really enjoy just kind of like chatting to you guys because I truly talk to the camera like it's my friend. Like it's a little bit pathetic at this point, but because so many of you guys leave me comments, I think about you specifically when I am making these videos. And for today's video, I thought it would be a good time for me to kind of reflect back on 2021 briefly, but then talk to you about all the different goals that I am setting myself for the 2022 year. And I've got a lot of new exciting like career moves, I guess I would say, that I'm gonna talk about. So if you're interested in what I've got up my sleeve, then definitely stick around. Okay, I spent like 40 minutes this morning like really thinking about everything, and I've got the little checklist on here so I can check something off when I'm done talking about it. So I will be glancing down here a little bit. I hope you guys don't mind. But actually, I wrote like a whole paragraph for my reflection of 2021, and to save myself from getting horribly off track, because I do have a lot that I want to say in this video, I'm just gonna read it, so bear with me on that. I promise I won't be staring at my screen the entire time. But all right, here's my reflection on 2021. Overall, I definitely have mixed feelings about this year. I'm pretty proud of what I have achieved career-wise. I've grown my YouTube channel, thanks to you guys, and reselling business, also thanks to many of you. And I just feel that I've learned a ton about reselling in general, which will help me to continue to grow that business in the new year. However, I let other things fall to the wayside, like my writing. You guys might not even know that I write, which is sad. I was supposed to publish my next book in December of 2020, and it's still not done because I just haven't really taken the time to write like literally a word in the last 6 months. I've also been really struggling to maintain like a physical fitness regime. I work out here and there, but I've been really bad about like having an actual routine. And I definitely have not been eating as well as I should. And that has really affected me in how I feel mentally as well as physically, of course. And I've also struggled to have a morning and evening routine. I wish I could say I was currently one of those people who hops out of bed at 6 a.m. and guzzles a glass of lemon water and starts doing Pilates. I'm not there right now. And I do tend to work all throughout the day. Like I take breaks, of course, but that hasn't been working out so well for me. I don't really enjoy that I just work all throughout the day. But I am proud overall of what I have accomplished. It was a big building year for me, and hopefully I can use what I've learned this year to grow at a faster rate next year. All right, so that was my reflection of this past year. And I just have to say, in addition to that, that I wasn't really feeling that proud of myself at the end of 2020. And that is something that I feel proud about now, the fact that even though I have not accomplished nearly everything I have wanted to this past year, I can realistically look at what I have done, know that I've tried my best, known that I've been the best wife I can be, the best daughter, friend, all of that kind of stuff, and had some social time and all of that. I can look at all of those things and say that I had a pretty good year. But all right, let's get into the goals. So, I mean, guys, I'm a counselor by trade. I don't work in it anymore, but I've got a whole 6.5-year degree for it. And I did work in career counseling and in ministry for a while. So I'm all about the goals. Like I absolutely love setting goals for myself. And I would encourage you to set them too. Even if you don't meet everything, it will statistically help you achieve them. So I've broken my goals down into several categories. So I've got career, health, family, money, financial, which I won't talk too much about, and also just personal. So let's get started with these career goals. So talking about this channel, I will continue to post twice a week on Mondays and Fridays. I have posted at noon in the past, gotten a little off track with this daily uploading, and I can actually put up here if I'm gonna stick with my noon upload time or if I will change it to even an earlier time or a later time. However, in addition to this channel, which will always be my baby and I will always post the most on this channel, I'll always post 2 times a week on here, I do have other channels that have been created that I will be posting more on throughout this next year. So one that I'm super excited about is called Cozies and Classics. And if all goes well, I'm not sure it will, but if all goes well, I will actually have a video, my first video on that channel, put up on Christmas Eve. And so as soon as that video is uploaded, I will share that like in the community tab. So head on over to my community tab and see if I've posted anything about it, but that should be going up today. And what that channel is, I realize I am just blabbing on and have not explained it, but what that channel is a way for me to be more creative basically, and a way for me to incorporate my love of words, of reading, of just like beautiful things into a channel. So where this video is more like me just talking blah blah whatever, on this channel I am going to be doing soft readings of classics as well as poetry and maybe even things that I write, and it's going to be super aesthetic. I'm going to do my best to make it really aesthetic, and I'm super excited for that. And I will also have like some really cozy vlogs and like book hauls and things like that. So if you like that kind of thing, which I'm hoping a lot of you are, I would really appreciate you heading over to that new channel, Cozies and Classics, and subscribing so you can help me grow over there. But I will be posting weekly on Sundays on that channel. I just figured that kind of like super relaxing, cozy content would be a good way for people to start their week. And as much as I love this channel, as much as I really enjoy putting out this kind of content, it doesn't give me a lot of room to be very creative with my editing, and I really want to get better at editing, and this channel will just allow me to express that creativity a little better than I'm able to on here. I also have another channel that I have posted on. I've super fallen off track, but that channel is called Some Catholic Chick. So if you didn't know, I am a Catholic Christian. That is a massive part of my life, always striving to continue to grow in my faith and really put it as the most important part of my life. But what I didn't want to do on that channel was just talk a bunch of theology. What I wanted to talk about more on that channel was maybe like vlogs of churches, as well as just talking about like being a moral person in this day and age. It can be really difficult. So although I do identify as a Catholic Christian and there are certain things on that channel that will be Catholic specific, I think that anybody who is Christian and just anyone at all who is striving to like live a moral life, especially around my age in this day and age, would hopefully get some good insight out of it. And of course, I'll bring my weird sense of humor and stuff over there as well. So don't just think that that is like some weirdly serious like church channel. And those videos will be going up on Wednesdays. It probably will take me some time to get into like actually weekly uploading on there, but that is my goal. And then I do have a 4th channel, believe it or not, called Old House Ohio. And on that channel, I plan on going around to old houses, which is another passion of mine. Love old houses so much. My family makes fun of me for it, but love it. It kind of goes back to my love of stories. I just love thinking about like old times and how people lived and the families that lived in these houses. So what I will do is go around to different houses all across the state, talk about the families that live there, talk about the house. Super excited for that. I probably won't get rolling on that channel until later in the year, and I'm giving myself grace that if it doesn't happen this year, it definitely will at some point. It'd be great if I just had an editor, you know? So those are my 4 channels I'm working on, guys. But like I said, you guys are my baby. I will always be posting twice on here. And with all this being said, I do actually have plans to create a Patreon in connection with this YouTube channel. And if you don't know, Patreon is just like another site where content creators can put additional videos or even PDFs of different things. And how it works is that like if you wanted to support me on Patreon, you would hop on over there and you would pay like a monthly fee. And I would always keep that low, of course, always try to be like reasonable. But what I plan on doing over there is doing weekly what solds. So once I get to, I think maybe about like 5,000 subscribers or so, I will go ahead and create a Patreon. And if you want to see my weekly what solds, you will just pay a few dollars. And if you guys don't know, You make like basically nothing from YouTube ads, so I would appreciate when that time comes if you would consider spending just a few dollars a month to get additional videos, and I probably will have some other perks over there as well. But yeah, you don't make too much like on YouTube, just so you know. But I of course will let you guys know as soon as like I'm anywhere near that point. And we're still not done, guys. We're not done on the careers. I would love to start a podcast with Ryan. This has been in the back of my head for like 4 years. So I want to start a podcast with Ryan where we talk about relationships. Really want to like interview other people, other couples, and each episode would have like a different theme. Like, oh, maybe you met on Tinder. Maybe you've been high school sweethearts for 40 years. And just talk to all different kinds of people I think would be super, super fascinating, as well as just sharing like really heartwarming stories about couples. So I wanted to have this podcast for a long time, but yeah, there's only so much time in the day, and I would definitely need to get to a point where I was having some help to be able to do all these things, or just like get like super organized with my life. 2 more big points on the career goal chart. So reselling wise, I've kind of talked about this in recent videos, even in yesterday's videos if you caught it, and that is that I will not really be putting more time into my reselling business because of all of these things that I'm talking about. I do not have reselling as the priority. It's great right now because it's like the main way I'm making money. So it's super important that I do it, and I love doing it. So I'm never gonna quit reselling, at least nowhere in the near future. But I will continue to put in the same like couple hours that I'm putting in right now, listing like 5 to 10 items a day, sharing my closet daily, packaging items up every day or so, and creating content for you guys on here. So don't worry if you like worried about me saying all this stuff. My reselling is not going anywhere. My reselling content is not going to go anywhere. And finally, my writing, which I have really sucked at writing this past year, and it is sad because more than anything, it really is like my #1 passion, and I feel so good when I've written something that I feel proud of. If you don't know, I did publish a book back in 2019, I think. I don't know, it's been a while, maybe in 2018, and I will have that link down below. Actually, it's always linked down below. So if you want to check out my book, go ahead and do that. But like, aside from my wedding day, I don't think I've ever had such a wonderful day in my life when that book was in my hand, something that I had created. I never ever thought that I could like write a complete story. So wow, what a fantastic feeling. So you'd think I'd want to have that again, right? But I think because writing, more than any of these other things, it requires the most brain power. It can be frustrating. I can get annoyed with myself, all of that stuff. I can get stuck in the middle of writing, as I kind of am now. I just kind of push it off because of that, but I am super determined, and I'll talk about it in a little bit. I am super determined to have a very solid morning routine and evening routine this year, and what I'm gonna do is have like an hour of writing every day and have that be like the first career thing that I do every day, so I can't put it off. I can't say I'm too tired, too mentally drained. It's just done in the morning. So I will publish a book next year. I will. And if you guys are interested in more about my writing process, anything like that, definitely leave questions down below. I would be happy to have more content about that here on my channel. Okay, now we're through the career goals. I promise the other ones will go a little bit faster. Now we are on health. So I started off strong this past year with Caroline Girvin workouts. If you don't know, she is an amazing YouTuber. All of her workouts, her workout programs are like super high quality. Like people would pay hundreds of dollars for like DVDs of her workouts, I swear. But because she's on YouTube and now she has like over 1 million subscribers, she does make pretty good money from YouTube, and I'm sure sponsorships and other things. She provides it all for free. And I'm telling you guys, like, she provides. She has got many different programs for all different skill levels. So I was doing some of her programs earlier this year, feeling great. And then I think I got sick at some point and I just like totally fell off her programs. I have worked out, I work out at least a few times a week, but it's definitely not as intense as following her programs. So I really want to start doing those again, and I will on Monday. I'm just gonna get through Christmas, and then I will start one of her programs on Monday. And if anybody wants to do one with me, send me a DM on Instagram, because I feel like doing that kind of stuff is so much better when you have an accountability partner. And along with pretty much daily workouts, I'd like to reincorporate a daily walk. Ryan and I used to be really good about going on like a half an hour to an hour long walk every day, which if you're just starting out on a fitness program, like you can get results from a 30-minute walk every day. I also want to get back into doing like 20-minute stretching every day. I'll probably put that in my morning routine. I probably will have like a whole morning routine video, maybe towards the end of January once I get something down. So hold me to it. I will do that for you guys. I will get this morning routine down. But overall, I don't want to be too insane with my workouts. Overall, my goal will be to just kind of close my Apple Watch every day. Of course, I'm not wearing it today because it's charging, but normally I wear an Apple Watch, and you can like close the rings, if you don't know, for your calories and for your exercise and for your standing. So if you can close all of those every day, like you're doing pretty well. Stretching out a little bit. For eating, I would say my goal is to kind of get back to like a 90-10 eating plan. I don't personally do well when I like cut out whole food groups. But with that being said, I did get one of those like allergy tests that I gotta prick my finger and send my blood in, and they'll tell me what I shouldn't eat, because I'm quite confident that I should not be eating gluten and or dairy, because I just have been feeling like really gross and like bloated a lot over the last like couple years or so. And I'm pretty confident that gluten at the minimum is the culprit, but I like need something to tell me that. Do you know what I mean? Like I need somebody to tell me
you cannot eat gluten anymore.
So while I will be eating everything in moderation, I will cut out whatever this thing tells me to cut out. Okay, moving on to family. So I wasn't really sure what kind of goals I wanted to have with this, but I was thinking that I do want to have more intentional time with my husband, Ryan. We actually are together in the same building like 90% of the time, because he does a lot of work from home. I do all my work from home, but we do spend a lot of time doing separate things, like especially in the evening. Like he plays video games a lot with his friends. I am like editing or reading or watching Netflix or whatever. And we don't like actually spend that much like date time together. So I want to be good about like having at least like one date night every week where we either go do something or we like cook dinner together, something like that here, and just spend more time together. Because I miss him even though he's here. He's literally right here. And also I will say this because I believe in the power of prayer. Ryan and I are trying to start a family. Seems fitting to put that in this category. We've been trying to start a family for years, honestly. And that's why I would love your prayers, because more than anything, like I want to be a mom, and I will be a mom one way or another. But this year is the year that we'll get answers one way or another. Like we'll get some tests done and just kind of figure out what's going on, why I haven't been able to get pregnant yet. And that will help us determine future steps on treatments or starting an adoption process or something like that. But I would love if you would say some prayers for me and Ryan, that not only we are able to have a child in some way, but that we are able to accept the results of whatever happens and just kind of go through this year with a more positive mindset. Because it can be very difficult for me, much more than Ryan, I think, but it can be very difficult for me to see all these people around my age starting to have kids. It can be hard. So yeah, I would just ask for your prayers. And as I said, Ryan plays video games a lot, but it's kind of cool for him because it's kind of like he's just talking to his friends on the phone while he plays video games, because they like all play together over the Discord or whatever. And I don't really get to talk to my friends that much in person. Like we text here and there, but a lot of my good friends don't live in the area. Like we'll do date nights with some of our couple friends every couple weeks or so. But I just like feel like I need some friend communication like daily to feel like really fulfilled in that area. So I want to like text my friends and be like, okay, what nights are you free? I'm gonna call this person on Mondays, this person on Tuesdays, this person on Wednesdays. So that is something that I would like to do in this next year. Okay, money, financial. I won't really say too much about that because I feel like it's a little TMI. But Ryan and I definitely have some big money goals this year. And of course, I just hope to grow my YouTube, make a little bit more of that AdSense money, maybe some of that Patreon money, and of course grow my reselling business as well. So spiritual goals, as I said earlier, faith is massively important to me, but I definitely need to be more intentional about the times I set aside for my faith throughout my day. So I've talked a lot about my morning routine already, sorry about that, but I want to incorporate scripture into my morning routine. And then as a Catholic, I pray a prayer called the Rosary, which depending on how fast you pray it or if you sing it, usually takes about 20 minutes. So that's something that I like to do in the afternoon because more than like any other form of prayer, it really like recenters me. It brings down my level of anxiety. So I think it's a great thing to do in the middle of the day. And even if you aren't Catholic, like I would encourage you to like listen to people praying this prayer or listen to people singing it because it really is just truly relaxing. And then I do want to, of course, incorporate more prayer into my evening routine as well. So basically like kind of bookend my day and then have some solidly in the middle. And then of course, many times throughout the day, I'm like,
dear Jesus, give me strength.
And right now, Ryan and I do volunteer once a week with our youth group, and we really enjoy doing that. But that might be coming to a close soon. And even if it doesn't, I would like to maybe even have like a full 8-hour day volunteering somewhere because I do have a flexible schedule, or just volunteer in my community in some way in addition to the youth group. All right, and now for my personal goals. I'm not gonna talk about it because I've been talking about this whole time, but I'm super committed to having a morning and evening routine. And you'll hear more about both of those in January. I also do have a general goal of reading more than I watch. I love watching movies and I can completely fall down the YouTube rabbit hole. I don't really watch a lot of TV series, mostly because I know myself and I have no self-control. So if I start like a really good drama, like I'm gonna watch it all like in one day. I just like can't stop if it's good, so I just don't even start most of the time. If I'm like sick, that's when I will start like a new drama that I've been wanting to watch. But truly, I love reading, but many times I just start watching something because I'm lazy and I don't wanna like take the effort to read. But I do have a Goodreads account, which is cool because you can like give yourself reading challenges and you can like track all the books that you've read and rate them, and like you can look at other people's. It's kind of like social media for book lovers, I would say. So my reading challenge for 2022 is gonna be 100 books. So that evens out to like about 2 a week, which I think I can solidly do. And if you're interested in following me along on that journey, you can check out my Goodreads account. It's linked down below. And yeah, if you like to read books, I would encourage you to make your own account. Not sponsored. This is a huge one for me, and I think this is gonna legitimately, literally change my life. And that is to limit social media by a lot. As I said 1 second ago, I can struggle with self-control sometimes, and I can get into some bad habits with just like automatically doing things. And one of those is just like going on either Pinterest or Instagram or checking my YouTube stats, which is probably the most dangerous of all. Like anytime I have a spare second, I just like go on my phone, and I absolutely hate that. I think that there can be many positive things about social media, but if I'm honest with myself, basically every time I go on Instagram or something, not so much Pinterest because it's like not personal, but Instagram, I almost always leave it feeling slightly worse. Even if I'm seeing like my loved ones' pictures and things like that, you might have that ounce of comparison or FOMO or something like that. And especially, as I said, with me like wanting to have kids, seeing like some of my friends' pictures with their kids now, I'm happy for them, truly, don't get me wrong, but it can just be hard to see that. So my goal, since I struggle with self-control, is to like kind of cold turkey it a little bit. I'm just gonna have like 3 days where I just do not go on it at all. And then the other days I'm gonna really do my best to just go on there, maybe answer any DMs and just post whatever I need to post and get off. Because for me, it is just not that positive of a thing. I'm super grateful, don't get me wrong, for the ability to form better connections with some of you guys over there, and that's why I won't get rid of it, and I know it will help me grow on this channel in the future, just having that Instagram account, but I definitely struggle with it mentally. And finally, you guys are probably like,
wow, when will you stop talking?
This is why I need to call my friends every day, okay? I'm talking to my camera. But no, I'm really talking to you guys. My final, like, personal goal for the year is just to continue to grow as a person, strive to be a better, kinder person, a better wife, a better friend, a better daughter. Just try to be better every year. And I do actually think that I have become a better person every year. And part of that is just being more self-aware, more aware of my weaknesses, what I can improve upon, things like that. But, you know, that's all we can do, right? Just make every day a new day and strive to be better. Thank you guys so much for following along my journey with me. I absolutely love having this channel. I never thought I would love YouTube as much as I do. And I mean, I've been talking about all these channels and stuff. You guys know I love YouTube. I weirdly love editing a lot. Did not think I would like that side of it, but really enjoy that. And if you do decide to follow me on any of those other channels, I am super grateful. It can be really hard to get a new channel off the ground, but I'll always have like that information linked in my descriptions. So if you ever want to check out one of those things at a future point, they'll always be linked down below. Thank you guys so much for following along this Thriftmas Vlogmas journey with me. It's been a lot of work, but I really enjoy making these daily videos. I wish I had the time and energy to do them every day, and the ideas really. But we've got one more tomorrow. It will be what I got my family and friends for Christmas. So if you like that kind of stuff, definitely stay tuned. But I hope you have a Merry Christmas Eve if you're watching this the day it goes out. But if not, just have a wonderful day. If you like this video, please make sure to give me a big thumbs up and subscribe. It really does help my channel out a lot. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you tomorrow for our last day of Thriftmas. Bye.